Alright guys, so golden cheese actually might be coming inside of the next update. So if you guys have watched my other video talking about the kind of slight animation change of golden cheese cookie skill, as well as probably by now you have seen a ton of these leak videos about golden cheese as well as other cookies revolving around her kingdom, then you guys probably are going to know what I'm going to talk about. But if you guys haven't, then take this as a grain of salt. But we have some more leaks talking about the potential release of Golden Cheese, as well as episode 17 and 18, and also some new cookies revolving around her theme and the kingdom. Alright, so let's go into it, guys. Just keep this as a grain of salt. Once again, take this as a grain of salt because leaks can be, incorrect at sometimes. You guys know that the leaks about how the three sisters Aquamarine, Mystic Opal, and Gold Citron were going to be like, super epics, but they came as guests. So, leaks can be false, but here we go. Let's just take it as a grain of salt and just see what's going to happen. All right, so CRK News have posted it right over here. That main story, episode 17, is going to be introducing two new epic cookies. All right, we got Basque cheese cookie as well as fettuccine cookie right here. All right, so we have two epic ones. It kind of relates to the cheese type of cookies right over here. I'm not 100% sure which is going to be which and the design, but we do have some other news right over here that Golden Cheese is likely releasing next update alongside Basque cheese cookie, which is probably going to be a charge, possibly burnt cheese in English translation, as well as fettuccine, who is going to be bombing, all right, or bomber cookie in the second part, and another unknown cookie defense in the part 3. So we're not too sure if they're gonna have total of 3 different cookies come out. We had 3 cookies come out once with Pattaya Dragon cookies update, where we had Pattaya and Royal Margarine, we had Tartatan, and then we also had Snapdragon. So we might have Golden Cheese and then 2 epics and a special. Who knows how they're gonna do it? It might be true, it might not be. They might just release another 2 epics just like they usually do with part 1 and then part 2. And then part 3, like the Mermaid's Tale, they might just go and release someone with a magic candy, all right? Or they might skip part 2's thing and then release something else. But who knows how they're going to do it. The schedule of what we normally see has been kind of switched around here and there. So we'll have to definitely just wait and see how this is going to turn out, if this is going to actually be taking place. So for this one, I'm sure you guys have already seen this image on YouTube as well as Twitter and or X and just everywhere right now. And most likely this one is going to be Basque cheese cookie in my opinion, because it kind of does look like a charge cookie, and you can see that it kind of does have an appearance of Anubis. All right, Anubis is an Egyptian god, and you guys can see the kind of dog style hat, or a robe hat, I guess, and then you can see a staff, or I'm not too sure what this is exactly called in the Egyptian tradition, but we do have an Egyptian styled cookie here, because Golden Cheese has that kind of theme, right? Her theme is more towards that Egyptian style, while we had someone like Dark Cacao, who was more of like Korean as well as the Eastern Asian kind of style that we have gotten. All right, so we have, I think this is going to be Basque cheese cookie, and this is going to be the back image right over here. And yeah, I think this is going to be Basque cheese, cookie appearance right now. And we do have some information about their skills as well. All right, can't be too sure if this is all going to be within the skill. Of course, this is a leak, so just keep that in mind. But let's see what the skill is going to be. Upon using his skill, strikes the nearest enemy with his staff, dealing damage and applying a debuff that nullifies their damage resist. Probably not going to nullify the entire damage resist, probably percentage of it, kind of like how we ignore certain damage resist, bypass, and stuff like that. Next, the staff invokes sand from within the ground to completely envelop and damage 2 enemies with the highest attack several times. Kind of similar to how we have right now, Stardust, who is attacking the cookie with the highest attack and things like that. And then they're going to reduce attack as well. This damage is increased in proportion to the number of debuffs the target currently possesses. So right now, Stardust has a skill where it's going to deal more damage depending on the number of buffs. This one is going to be depending on the number of debuffs. So we'll have to see how this is going to turn out, because it's very interesting here. Once the sandstorm settles, burnt cheese cookie will, or probably Basque cheese right here, will cast a dust shield upon 2 allies with the highest attack. Another shield cookie. The dust shield acts as a shield and will shackle enemies that damage it when it disappears. While Bass Cheese or Burnt Cheese Cookie is using his skill, he will briefly become resistant to interrupting effect. Kind of very similar to how the Financier shield worked, except this time around it's not going to be casted on him, but 2 of the highest attacking cookie. Very similar to how Crimson Coral is, but we do have a dust shield rather than an HP shield, and it's going to shackle enemies. The one that we held with Financier kind of stacked onto her damage reflection skill point at the end, but this one is going to shackle the enemies. All right, so very interesting here. I don't think it's gonna be super like OP because of the fact that he's most likely going to be an epic cookie, but very interesting to see how they're applying the number of debuffs and a dust shield now, as well as other stuff that's kind of OP in my opinion. All right, next one is gonna be Golden Cheese Cookie's skill here. It's absolutely insanely long, but it says calls forth 7 burning arrows of light, dealing damage to the nearest enemy, targets cookies first, causing burn and applying a debuff that amplifies the fire type damage they receive. Then she bestows the Sun Flame buff onto the whole team except herself, allowing them to deal fire type skill damage. For each critical hit Golden Cheese Cookie lands with the skill, she gains stacks of Divine Radiance, enhancing the skill at max stacks. When using her enhanced skill, soars into the air and takes form of radiant sunlight itself, summoning intense heat from the skies that descend onto the enemy team. The initial beam targets the enemy with the highest HP, marking them with the singe of the sun. Then deal periodic area damage to enemies and inflict the Scorch debuff. As the Sun deity, Golden Cheese Cookie will receive less damage from burn debuffs. When Golden Cheese Cookie is using her skill, she is not affected by attack speed changes and will become resistant to interrupting effect. So a ton of stuff here. First, she's doing burn, as well as applying debuffs to the enemy that takes extra fire type damage. That's very similar to how it is with Pattaya right now, Capsaicin. And also we do have 7 burning arrows, kind of similar to how Sherbet is. You guys already know how her skill animation is within the final battle. But there's another interesting here where she's going to gain stacks. She's going to have a second form, which is very similar to how Pattaya is right now. And then with her enhanced skill, she's able to go and become the sun. I don't know if this is going to be making her like invulnerable to the entire attack, if she's going to be like off the screen. But she is going to be shooting out some laser beams here, and then also putting buffs where the cookies are also going to be able to go and deal fire type skill damage. All right, that's right over here. All right, that's kind of crazy here. That's changing everybody's skill to fire type damage. If that's gonna happen, very going to lean towards cookies that don't even need to take advantage of fire, and they'll just deal that crazy damage. All right, Scorch debuff, I'm not too sure exactly what that is. Maybe it's the one that they amplified the fire type damage, but we also do have the thing where she's not affected by attack speed slow and she's resistant to interrupting effects. So a ton of stuff here, guys, but we'll have to see how this is actually going to turn out. Again, this is leaks, and the leaks have been wrong a couple of times as well, so just keep that in mind when you guys are watching this video, and take everything as a grain of salt. But it does seem like they're trying to lean towards actually releasing Golden Cheese, especially with the slight change in the animation and things like that. So hopefully we do get one, and we do get a story soon, because we've been going on to a special episode for about three updates, right? 3 whole updates. And then it's been a while since we actually had an ancient release. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. But super excited, honestly, for me to finally have another ancient. We'll see if another server comes out, but yeah, I am excited to test her out when she releases, and let's see how accurate this kind of leak was this time around with a future update that might be featuring Golden Cheese. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.